All right, news roundup, information overload on the Sean Hannity Show. Toll free, our telephone numbers 800-941-SEAN. We're going to get to the bottom of Michaela, my executive assistant. She has a dog, Glenn Beck.
I don't want to hear this because I'm afraid Michaela is. We're going to have the same conversation about me, and I would really.
So did you hear it?
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right. So the issue is, should the dog get neutered? And I suggested, why not get a vasectomy? This way, it just seems too brutal to me to get neutered.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable discussing this.
Voice is going
my
up.
Butt cheeks clenched just a little bit, and.
So anyway, we had a poll. We'll give the results at the bottom of the half hour. Hey, it's good to see you. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Good. I am, people can't believe we're friends.
Why is that?
I don't know. I get people writing me all the time. Are you guys really friends or are you just faking it? No.
I am having dinner tonight with a guy who I met 3 years ago, and he's a guy on the left that didn't want to have dinner with me. I didn't really want to have dinner with him, but a friend put us together and said, really, you guys see the world the same way. You just don't know it yet. And not talking politically. Politically, we don't see the world the same way at all. However, as far as our personal responsibilities as people, we do. And we've got to start getting back to that. We have to start worrying about who we are as individuals and who we are in our personal life, and start taking responsibility. That's the thing with the brat win was not about immigration, I don't think. I think it was about responsibility. Is there anybody who's going to take responsibility? You've lied to us under oath. It is your policies that are creating this humanitarian problem. It's how we ran the war in Iraq that is causing this today. Is anybody responsible? Is anybody responsible for the death of our ambassador?
How would you feel today if you were an Iraqi vet?
Oh, my gosh.
Lost your leg, lost an arm.
Oh,
I bet you, or you lost a son, or you lost a daughter. How'd you be feeling today as Tikrit, Mosul, and now Baghdad are falling again into Al-Qaeda's hands?
I would hope that I believed in God and that there was justice, and I wouldn't go into rage. I think the country is so close, Sean, on all, and I just left a meeting with, you know who Simon Sinek is? The Y guy?
Yeah.
Just had a meeting. He was in my office a few minutes ago.
You meet like everybody. Yeah, I just came out of a meeting with Eric Schmidt.
That's me, not you. That's me.
No, I don't meet anybody. I'm like a little. I just hide. Occasionally I go out for like a steak dinner.
I will tell you that I just met with him. Again, a guy I don't agree with politically, but we were just talking about. We're a country that is in a cold civil war. We've stopped talking to each other. We've stopped listening to each other.
I don't think we can reconcile the differences. No, I think it's bigger.
We can reconcile the differences, not politically. Not politically.
Help me out then, because
politically, we are so crazy because we have gerrymandered this whole system to where all you have are the extremes on both sides, and then the media is pitting us and saying those two choices are our only two choices. Those aren't the choices. The choices are real freedom. You want to talk about the extremists.
See, I agree with you. You're saying you're losing me and then you pull me back in. You're losing me and then you pull me back in.
Because here's the thing, and I don't know how to explain this, and that's why you're Sean Hannity and I'm the guy coming in on your show and talking to you. I haven't been able to figure out exactly how to express this properly, Sean, but the vast majority of people understand that it doesn't matter if you're an atheist or you're a devout Christian or a Jew or Muslim. It doesn't matter. If you can tolerate someone else's point of view without blowing them up or shutting them down, okay? I'll live next door to an atheist. I have no problem with that. I have atheist friends. I have Jewish friends, Christian friends, whatever. It's not a problem. We're meant to live together and be cool with each other. It's the extremes on the edges that are saying it's my way or the highway. So it's not that Brat is the extremist. The extremist is the progressive right and the progressive left that says, I'm going to control you. In America, it's not about control. It's about freedom.
Let me tell you my analysis on the Brat case and tell me where I'm wrong. I think the country's fed up.
Yep.
50 million Americans in poverty. Glenn Beck, 50 million.
I know.
On food stamps, 50 million.
Yep.
Lowest labor participation rate. There's no jobs out there. The economy's a mess. Then add to that a government that can't build a website for $700 million in 4 years.
Yep.
Then you got the VA.
Yep.
And you got Obamacare. Then you got $17 trillion in debt, $100 trillion in unfunded liabilities. And then
you add on top of it the lies that we have told everybody from 16-year-olds. Just here, you're a
keep your plan, Glenn. Keep your doctor.
Yeah. From 15-year-olds, here, you're special. Even though you're in last place, you're special, here's a trophy. Then go to college, and you'll get a great job. You get out of college, you don't have a great job. So stay in for a couple more years and gather more debt. You'll be able to pay it off. You won't be able to pay it off. Then the people who are fighting for, their kids going to the grocery store, and they're seeing inflation. But no, listen, there's no inflation. Everything is fine. Everybody's job is great. Wait a minute, I just lost my health insurance that you told me I could keep. Then 50-year-olds who have lost their job, they're sitting around saying, okay, am I going to get my job back? And the government is saying, yes, those jobs are coming back. Those jobs are not coming back in the way they have always been done because of technology. And then on top of it, you have the 65-year-olds who are now retiring and saying, well, wait a minute, is my Social Security? Oh, yeah, it's absolutely going to be there. And my retirement fund? Oh, sure, that's going to be great. The dollar is stronger than ever. Bull crap. Everybody knows, and it's the people in Washington who have been lying to all of us, left and right, have been lied to.
So what are the solutions? Because, I have Hannity website, Hannity.com, solutions. I think we could do 5 things to save our country. 5. You want to know what they are?
Yes.
Okay. First, stop stealing from our kids.
Yes.
Penny plan, cut a penny every dollar.
Yep.
Okay, you're on board. Second, energy. Duplicate North Dakota.
Yep.
And we got 1,000 people jobs in North Dakota.
They used to teach in the classrooms. I talked to somebody that was from the former Soviet Union, and when we bought Alaska,
it was for oil.
It was for oil, and the Soviet teacher said to one of the kids that I was talking to, they were a kid, and they said, I remember our teacher pulling us off saying, America actually may survive. That was the smartest thing America has ever done. Now we're what did we buy it for?
You know who put Anwar aside for oil development? Jimmy Carter. How's that for an interesting tidbit? All right, here's the other thing. We need free market solutions to health care, personal accounts you manage.
Without the state barrier.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, so those are 3 things.
Yep.
Control the border. 4. 5, which you're going to go on tour, which I'm really glad you're addressing, education choice. Let parents take all the money. In New York, we spend nearly $17,000 per student. Give the kids the money. Give the parents the money. Let the schools develop themselves. Parents will find the schools that offer excellence, education, discipline, no drugs, no violence, no gangs. We'll solve our education problem. You do those 5 things, I think America can turn around. If we don't do it, we're screwed.
I think you're absolutely right. I agree with all of those.
Is that political? I don't think that's political.
No, it's not. But here's what's keeping us apart. Is the machine in Washington and the machines of the news media that just keep picking at the scab, and we're buying into the fact that we are different. We're not. I'm sorry.
What do you mean by this?
Here's where we're
not understanding.
Here, I am. You know how staunchly pro-Israel I am, right? Absolutely pro-Israel. I know who Hamas is, but let me tell you something. I've gone over and I spend time with Palestinians, and not all Palestinians are like this, but I say the lion's share of Palestinians are absolutely like this in their heart of hearts. I just want to raise my family. I just want to be left alone. I just want a good job. That's where we are. So when you come together, nobody asks, hey, we're going to do a peace deal. Why? Because we want peace. Why? What we do is we start talking about the what. You got to give me this, and I'm going to give you this. No, the whys don't match. The Hamas why? Why are you sitting at the table? Because I want to destroy Israel. It doesn't work.
But there are answers.
Yes, but we have to start talking to each other, not about the politics, but to see, once again, that we are the same. You want the same. Why is Common Core being defeated now, all across the country? Because the left and the right got together and said, my kids are in this crap, and I don't want that for my kids.
Why don't we do that with all the government schools?
We should
get rid of all of them.
We should do that with all of the things that are on your list. If we can all say to each other, do you want your electricity high or low?
But here, let's go through them one by one.
Yeah.
The left doesn't want to stop spending money. They don't want to cut 1 penny out of every dollar. They think they will say we're robbing from grandma. They'll have an ad up showing a Paul Ryan lookalike throwing Granny over the cliff.
And this is where I'm pointing out the problem.
Okay.
That I said, I believe if you take Hamas out of it, all Palestinians, all people are the same. Right. But we're listening to people who want power. We have to stop listening to people who just want power.
I agree with that, and those are the politicians. By the way, and I'm looking for people that are, like, for example, I never understood about the Republicans. They all promised they were going to repeal and replace Obamacare. Ted Cruz follows through on his promise.
And he's an extremist. And he's an extremist.
Help me out.
The people who want power. That's what happened with Brad. But Brad...
Well, then why don't you run for president?
I don't want to run for president. For the love of Pete, you would be a better president than I would be.
By the way, it would be great to get into Glenn Beck's background. Just a little that I know would be interesting. It would be great theater.
Oh, it'd be great television.
Come on, be awesome.
Oh, it'd be great television.
I'm only kidding. By the way, mine would be probably equally... Well, mine would be, on the other side, probably more boring. But I was a bad kid.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
When did we start looking at people who are, A, successful and saying they're bad guys? And when did we start looking to people who have bad things happen in their past, but have corrected and learned from it? Why is that a bad thing?
It's a good thing.
I don't want somebody who's been a perfect saint their whole life, because when they come up against the rocks, how are they going to react?
Because you know how we are. If we see a political opportunity to take somebody out, I mean, look, when they can't say something about us, they just make it up.
Somebody said to me today, Glenn, is it possible that, Rome and Carthage... Rome had a debate for 50 years in their Senate. Do we destroy Carthage, or do we leave them alone because we can say, we're not going to be like those guys, and they're the enemy? It's the Cold War.
Right.
50-year debate, they decide, wipe out Carthage, Rome declines and falls, because there's nothing else. Can you, in our society, can we be aspirational? Can we be more like Ronald Reagan without the evil empire and say, this is who we want to be? This is who we are. Or do we need to have the boogeyman? Because as long as we have the boogeyman, and we have to have a boogeyman, they'll be willing to create it and sell it to us.
You bring up Rome and the fall of the Roman Empire. I think America is a country in decline, and the America that we grew up in may no longer exist. And I am not kidding. I believe that with all of my heart.
I think the America...
That we either save it now, or it is gone and done forever.
I think we've already lost the America that we thought we had 6 years ago. I think it was lost before that because we weren't vigilant. We didn't understand. We didn't know the progressive movement. We bought into too many lies. We compromised ourselves. We bought into stuff. The real problem, you want to solve this because it's so far beyond politics. Politics is the symptom. That's the tail on the dog.
See, you're not a half-hour interview, and that's all I have for you. You're just not.
Let me just say this.
But because I'm going to have you on TV tonight. We'll get into this more deeply. But more importantly, you've got a movie. And you've got a new book out, and I want people to know about it. I want my audience to know about it.
This is not a movie. This is actually something that's not been done before.
What the hell do I know? He doesn't have a movie, and he doesn't have a book.
No, well, we're going to movie theaters. Tickets go on sale today. On July 22nd, Michelle Malkin, David Barton, and a group of people that we've been working for 18 months to try to come up with the things on Common Core that are killing us and what works to be able to defeat it. And we've scoured the country. We brought people in from PR, legislatures, everybody, activists.
And people can go to the local movie theater.
Go to the local movie theater and see it on July 22nd. It'll be live.
Just one day?
One day.
And it's going to be live in the theater.
It'll be live in the theater, and it is actually a workshop.
You're going to show it on the Blaze TV? Or?
No, it'll just be in the movie theater. Okay. So you go to the movie theater, and it's a workshop, and you'll be able to respond. We're going to ask you to text in and also vote on certain things. What we're trying to do is get what you just did, like a 5-point plan. This is the way to defeat it.
Common Core.
Yes, because, when Bill Gates comes out and says, hey, let's just take a 2-year rest on this thing, they're freaked. They know they're losing.
All right, so I get to see you tonight in studio.
Yes, sir.
It's great to see you, by the way.
Good to have you.
And I love the Blaze. I miss my friends over at the Liberty Treehouse.
You're more than welcome anytime.
I sent them pizza money yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah, I sent it through John Criley. They don't know yet.
Oh, John Criley never.
I love him. Love him.
He never gave the money to the Liberty
Oh, yes, he did. Oh, yes, he would never do that. All right, so it's theblaze.com,
and you can get tickets. And you can get tickets for this event on July 22nd. Get them at We Will Not Conform. We Will Not Conform.com.
Hey, you've heard me...